Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'd like to welcome you all to our city council meeting tonight. We will begin with our invocation by Councilwoman Diana Janey, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Lord, we thank you for the opportunity to come together tonight to go over city business, Lord. May we all be mindful and thankful for the opportunity that we have to represent our city. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Our pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I now call to order this meeting of Oak Hill City Council, September 8th, 2025. Our clerk will now give our roll call.
Mayor Charles Briscoe,
Here.
Council at Large William Hannabass,
Here.
Ward 1 Diana Janey,
here.
Roger Evans,
Here.
Terry Van Buskirk,
Here.
Ward 2 Tim Buskus,
Here.
PJ Elder,
Here.
and Chris Gill.
Here.
Thank you. You've all read the minutes in your packets. If you're ready to approve them, we can start our voting process. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion that we approve the reading and approval of the minutes.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Motion is carried. Do you have a treasurer's report today for us? Anyone?
They all-
You got same thing? All right, let's do it again with the treasurer's report. May I have a motion, please?
I motion the treasury report. Approved.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second that we accept the treasurer's report. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Any correspondence?
No, sir.
Thank you. All right, do we have anyone signed up on our book?
Sunday.
Sondi, there she is.
Hey, Sandy, will you pull this down to where, here you
Thank
go.
I'd just like to take a minute of your time and thank everybody for the support that they gave us at the Oakley Festival. It was a success, and that was because of you guys helping us. The mayor was there all the time. I'd like to thank Mike for his guys being there. I think that slowed a few children down from their bicycles and skateboards. Not many, but a few. And it was just a really great festival, and everybody helped. Tim with the fireworks, it was just great. And then I'd like to the council members that were helped yesterday at Grandparents' Day. It wasn't what we wanted, but it came out okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd also like to thank you. You're my hot dog man now. You're the guy. So when I'm not there, you got it. They're mare dogs, though. You got to remember, call them mare dogs.
The guy. Okay. I got
Thank
your
you
back.
all. All right, we'll begin with our unfinished business. Number one, our approval of the city manager's contract. Do we all have any questions on any of that?
Mayor, I will make the motion for the city manager's contract.
May we have a second?
I second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the city manager's contract. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Congratulations. Number two, consider planning commission's recommendation on shipping containers, and this is our second reading.
I make a motion that we accept the second reading.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second to accept the planning commission's recommendation on shipping containers, a second reading. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion is also carried. Thank you. Moving along to new business. Open and award the City Hall roof bid.
Okay, we'll go through these. We got two bids in, on this roof job, and, I mean, there's probably a lot of discussion we need to have on this, and I don't know that we have enough information to award this tonight, but I read through these bids today. They came through email. Nobody hand-delivered any bids. What we have is from Almost Heaven Roofing. We have a bid of $228,500. And from, I'm not sure how you say this, TECTA, Tecta American Carolinas LLC, they bid $244,993. So both bids are fairly high. We had received an estimate from the roofing provider of about $240,000 is what he thought it was going to take. That is for a 30-year roof. So our options are, we discussed at the last meeting to go to bid, that possibly the city would pay half of that and the sanitary board would pay half of that. Demita's suggestion was that we could finance this roof if need be. I've had other people suggest that maybe we just try and limp along and repair it for a while. And other suggestions is maybe our Public Works Department could do some of the labor, which the main part of the labor is removing that foam spray-on roof that has been adhered to our structure for quite some time. And that's part of the biggest part of the bid was labor. So that's costing us a lot of money as the labor on the job, because they have to remove all of that stuff on the roof. So, what, does council have any guidance as to what they would prefer?
Have you had an opportunity to talk to Charlie, that their guys could do that?
No, we just got these in, and I
Oh,
reviewed
okay.
them today, and Charlie's on vacation.
Okay.
So, I haven't had a chance to talk to him about it.
Can we move to table it?
I was going to ask the city manager if you would, if you would feel more comfortable. I don't mind discussing it and coming to a conclusion tonight, but if you feel more comfortable taking some time and interviewing the.
I think it would be best. I wanted to make sure and report this to the council tonight, but I think if we take a little time and find out exactly what we might be able to peel off from the low bidder as far as the labor costs go, and see if we can save ourselves some money that way, I don't feel really good about writing a $200,000 check to fix the roof. I think it should be less, but, these were qualified bidders who know what they're doing.
Right.
So, if council would allow me that, I would really like to spend a little more time with this bid and see what we can whittle it down to.
Well, I'll move that, having opened the sealed bids and revealing that publicly, that council table this matter until further review by the city manager.
I'll second
that.
All right, we have a motion and a second to table the matter, the consideration of the open and award city roof bids. All those in favor? All opposed? That motion is carried.
Question,
Yes, sir.
the sanitary board meets this coming Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Were you going to address that with them, give them some insight as to what the bid is so far?
Yeah, I'm going to report the bids to them and just let them know how we're trying to work through this process to try and get a little bit cheaper price.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. We have a guest that's going to speak to us. Michelle Holly is representing Fayette County here today. The consideration of election changes due to the new state code.
Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening.
Hi. So as you guys mentioned, and most of you should be aware if you're not, the legislature passed a bill this past session that moves the municipal elections onto the county ballot, essentially. Moves you guys into the same cycle as our county elections. And the intent of the bill is to have you on our county ballot along with all of our other races. That involves some work from you guys and me as the clerk. And I wanted to start now because although 2027 seems a bit away, which is when you guys should have your next election, it is not with all the work that needs done. So a little bit of that background is you all will have to pass an ordinance and then a charter amendment to change your charter, because your charter states the specific day and time of your election. Part of that is going to be deciding, well, you have three main options. So you can shorten your terms, and that you can do by ordinance alone. You could vote tonight that say that your terms are going to end in 2026 instead of 2027. And then you would be on our 2026 ballot, either the primary ballot or the general ballot, whichever one you all chose. You'll still be a nonpartisan race. The other option is to have your own election in 2027, just like you guys have been doing since the city became a city. And in that, you would either say you were running for 3-year terms or 5-year terms in order to coincide that next cycle with our election. The third is you guys can vote by ordinance to lengthen your terms. That also, according to the Secretary of State, requires a vote of the people. So we'd have to find some way, maybe put just that issue on our 26 county ballot, if you guys wanted to just wait until 28 to have your next election. A lot of this is going to be working with Mr. File. There's lots of legal questions. I'm not a lawyer, just the clerk. He's the one that can answer a lot of those more legal questions. And the Secretary of State's office is working on some template ordinances and charter changes and an MOU between the county and the city for doing the elections. The next piece of that would be cost. State code says that the county, not me, the county commission, can charge you up to your prorated share of the election costs. I had some difficulty running the reports. We just got a new system. It looks like you guys have somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,500 registered voters, which puts you guys at roughly a quarter of our total registered voters, which would be somewhere in the ballpark of, the commission could charge you up to $30,000. They have not done that. They have instructed me to charge just actual costs, the actual cost to put your races on the ballot, plus I charge a little bit of some of the paper costs and stuff like that. Give you an idea, Montgomery and Mount Hope have already done this. Mount Hope, their invoice was around $800. Montgomery's was around $1,300. So I don't think it's going to be anywhere near that much, but I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that is what the county commission could decide to do if they wanted to, as far as cost goes. The biggest amount of work is going to be making my county precincts match your municipal boundaries. There's a lot of places where one house is in city limits, the next house isn't, the house after that is in city limits. Fortunately for you all, that's not your job. That's going to be my work. So if we do decide to get something on the 26th ballot, it will be some late nights for me. Again, that's not your problem, that's mine. But there will be some big changes as far as precincts for voters. So.
And the elections have to be in sync by what, 2032?
2032, yes, is what is in there right now. Do you guys have any questions about any of that? I threw a bunch of information at you.
So just to let the council know, I've done quite a bit of research on this, and as far as Hinton, where I came from, we actually did this almost 12 years ago to eliminate the city staff actually having to do all the election work. I think someone here told me that our election cost us about $12,000 to do. Just what it cost is really not what it cost. If you put in all of the time that Demita or the rest of the staff had to put into that election, it cost you a lot more than that. So if the county is going to bill us anything under that, we're saving money. The other thing is we sat through a class at the Municipal League thing in Morgantown regarding this, and they were discussing the ins and outs of either the extension of your term or shortening your term. So I would never ask current city council to shorten their term. My draft agenda that I put on your feeds was to extend the term to November of 28, which would actually put us in sync with the national elections. Our thoughts was with syncing it up with the November election is instead of having the new council come in July 1st with some other council's set budget and set vision and agenda, the new council that comes in on January 1st would have that opportunity to set their own budget, to set their own agenda and everything that they want to do throughout the year. That would in turn, though, ask this council to set on your seats for another year and a half to do that. So that's what I have proposed, and I understand that aligns with the state code and with what Michelle
Yes.
would allow us to do. However, I also spoke to Mr. File today, who is traveling the world, and he suggests that we do not vote on it at this meeting, that he thinks that there is a line or two that he needs to add, saying that in this ordinance that we're getting ready to pass, that we are amending or have to amend the city charter. He said that's going to need to be added into the language of the ordinance at some point. So, although I had it on the agenda for a vote and your all's discussion, we can still discuss it, but Mr. File felt that we probably need to table the actual reading until he can tweak it to meet the code requirements that he thinks it needs to meet.
And I totally wanted to get in here early and
Yeah.
get these kind of discussions started, because there's lots of things to consider. I like Chris's proposal. It puts you on a presidential ballot, which brings out the general ballot, which brings out the most voters. And the general ballot is generally shorter than the primary ballots. Sometimes those primary ballots can get quite lengthy depending upon whether it's a presidential year or not and the different races that are on there. And the longer the ballot is, more for the voter to have to read and stuff. But those decisions are yours. I just kind of need to know time frame, so that I can start doing my work. And I just wanted to start it now so that we can have these conversations and you guys can ask questions. And if you think of stuff, you can call me or talk to Mr. File about legal stuff and all that good fun stuff.
That would require a special election, correct? Did I hear that right? Am I correct with that?
Bill was not quite sure.
Yeah, I mean, to lengthen them, you do have to put it to a vote of the people.
Okay.
Now, my understanding, all of my understanding of it is that the legislature did away with special elections. When we were at the municipal league, the lawyer that spoke to that
Yeah.
claimed that you could still have them. I'm not a lawyer. That's a Secretary of State question. I've not gotten a good answer. My question to them was about that, and he said, yes, it has to be put before the people. That was all, as far as he went, the legal counsel for the Secretary of State went with me.
So we have quite a bit of time. So even if we didn't want to do, which I honestly don't think we can do a special election, I think they've kind of quashed that. However, I think that even if we wanted to put it before the people, if we had to do that, well, we can always get that on the 26th ballot. We've got till 2032 to make this happen. I'm just trying to get it ahead of the game, so we have a little bit of time for Michelle to make the needed adjustments.
Yeah, and I think this is overall a good thing for the city. Like he mentioned, you guys don't have to do. The county would be the board of canvassers. It's it's my it's the county's responsibility to get all the preparations done. You all would obviously be involved. The city clerk would still be responsible for taking filings and then giving me that information. That way, the money for the filing fees go directly to the city, and we're not dealing with it coming to me and then me trying to disperse it back to you guys. That's the main crux of that. You guys don't have to find poll workers.
I will say that is probably one of the biggest problems that I encountered in Hinton was finding people willing to work those polls all day long.
Yeah.
Some people love it, and they'll bring their crock pots with stuff, and then some of them are like, you couldn't pay me enough
And
to
for a
do
city
that.
election, you guys had a turnout of somewhere in the 300s for this last election. That was maybe 5% voter turnout. That you're looking at closer. I think we were, a presidential general. We were well at I think about 40-some, 50-some% overall. That doesn't mean And so I think the more people that vote, the better. It's my county clerk hat going on my head. So.
Well, just due to what Chris says and more questions to be asked, I make a motion that we table this for this month.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second to table the consideration of election changes due to the new state code. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's carried. Any more
Thanks,
questions for Michelle?
That was good.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
All right, number 5. Consider resolution for authorizing Fayette County Commission to evaluate, demolish, and dispose of dilapidated structures within municipal limits of the city of Oak Hill.
Okay, so this proposal would be a, I guess, a MOU between the city and the county. They are attempting to use the remaining amount of demolition funding they got through the DLAP program. It's really this, all this is really going to encompass. They have some money they're trying to give me to tear down some buildings. We have some buildings that need tore down. We would be using our court system, reinstituting the Structural Integrity Committee to evaluate those buildings, and then using their funds to demolish.
So there's no financial exposure to the city of Oak Hill?
None at all. We wouldn't have a penny in it. We're using
Okay.
their grant money to tear the stuff down. We are going to be able to hopefully select the buildings that need torn down. I mean, that would be what I plan to do. Trying to get some buildings that are in full sight of the community and not some that are just hidden in a hollow or out a back street that, you know, 2 people drive by. Something that people see daily and could really make a difference in the community.
Have they
That's
presented that
exciting.
MOU for review, to Mr. Fowle to review?
Yes, Mr. Fowle has reviewed the MOU.
Does it in any way tie us? My question is, the county has instituted a land reuse agency. So would this tie the city into any of these properties falling into the hands of their land reuse agency?
Actually, the only thing that they're going to do is to use the grant money to tear down the property. There won't be any liens attached to the property, any way for them to try and recoup their money or to, I guess, try and get the money back from the people where they tore the house down. They're just using the grant money to tear the houses down.
So the SIB would designate what properties to be dilapidated. They would
Correct.
forward that information on to the county commission.
Yeah.
And then they would say yes or no.
They would say yes or no, we'll tear that one down, or we won't tear that one down.
Okay.
And then they'll tear them down, and we'll have, you know, a nice empty lot somewhere for someone to do something with.
Any other questions?
I think that's valuable. I make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to consider the resolution authorizing the commission to evaluate, demolish, dispose of dilapidated structures within our city limits. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you very much. Moving along to number 6, our request for police officer hiring. Chief Wisman is here.
I believe everybody has the recommendation letters from the Civil Service Commission. The testing is almost complete. I will ask that each hiree have that contingency read when they are hired here tonight, that there is one phase of their testing that is still due to scheduling. We couldn't get it done. It's a state mandated part of the test. If they pass, they will be hired. If not, if they don't pass, they will not be hired. Again, there's 3 names. I request that they go in order. They have to go in order by civil service law. And of course, they're numbered 1, 2, and 3 there on the papers.
And Chief, there's no problem with revealing these names publicly with
No.
this individual? Okay.
No.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start off. I so move that we accept the first applicant that you submitted.
which is Nathaniel Wayne Traber is the name on the first applicant to be hired. Would you make that motion with that contingency, please?
Yes, I'd like to make the motion that we accept Nathaniel Traylor, given the basis of his successfully passing the contingency.
May we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second.
We have a motion and a second that Nathaniel Wayne Traver be hired after he finishes his process with the academy. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Second candidate would be Alex Ryan Dempsey.
Mayor, I'll make that motion that Alex Ryan Dempsey is hired on the contingency of completing all the testing required.
May we have a second?
I second it.
We have a motion and a second to hire Alan Ryan Dempsey after all the testing is required has been completed. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is carried. Third candidate, Anthony Aaron Fitzwater.
Mayor, I'll move that we hire Anthony Aaron Fitzwater contingent upon the civil service exam.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second to hire Anthony Aaron Fitzwater after all of his testing is completed. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion is carried. Any questions for Chief Wisman?
Do they live around here, Mike?
One lives in Raleigh County, the first one does. The second one's a rather young man, lives across the river still with mom and dad. And the third one, Mr. Fitzwater does reside in Oak Hill. Or close there, right? He may reside at Hilltop. I believe it's Hilltop.
And if all three of these individuals get hired, that would bring your police force up to the total it needs to be?
No, sir, it's still one, this brings us to 17, what you just done, and we're budgeted for 18.
Okay.
So that would leave one additional space there.
All right, thank you, Chief.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Item number 7, consider the resolution for zoning change request. We need to go in executive session if we may get a vote to go in.
I'll move that we go into executive session.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second that we move into executive session. We will come back shortly. Quick, sorry, guys. Oh, we didn't vote on it. That's a first. Sorry, everyone. All those in favor to go into executive session? All opposed? All right, now we're in executive session. Thank you.